excitement we have on the show, and make sure that for the next hours you are getting interactive on Facebook. Join us on TV. The lady in red is here. Mama Vio Swabo, I just had a great weekend. We were interacting throughout, so I know that she's ready for today. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
You're wondering why I'm talking plenty.
Yeah, I'm just, but I know where the excitement is coming from. 1 month's woes is another month's. Yeah, that's what it
joy,
is.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of conversation around the BBC's documentary today. Obviously, because we're seeing names and pictures to the Sex for Grades investigative piece. Well, we'll speak to the BBC on this matter this morning, but we also got a bit of the documentary that we're going to show to you
30 minutes.
Already.
13 minutes.
Our local media outlets are also picking up the stories and focusing on some of the, at least one individual whose name has come up in the 13 minutes that they've released.
And you know that it's always because there's been this myth and this speculation over the years for decades on campuses across various tertiary institutions that, you know, sometimes the females are harassed and sometimes the grades that they get, it's not that all females, no, that should not be the case at all. And it looks like this kind of confirms, you know, but people need to be punished for judging people and abusing people and taking advantage of people who are on the side of vulnerability when they could know better to act because they are in a higher position of authority.
One of the things that we will share, even before the release of the documentary, the conversations on social media, we put some together and we will show you how people are talking.
You didn't tell me that. That's wonderful.
How people are talking around this subject that, you know, usually, Charlie, where's your evidence? Even if you decide to talk to someone, right? Where's the evidence? And so here's a lady, Kiki Modi says she was harassed. She dropped out from the particular university where she got the harassment, but she's speaking out now, and you know,
she's in a position where she can exert her revenge in a way, but it's also because she's helping others in her situation.
Is it?
She's not a journalist, so it helps in that regard.
Yeah. Okay, so stay with us for more of this documentary. Also happening today, by the way, is the law student, the graduate who wrote the entrance exam to the Ghana Law School who couldn't get in. Remember that 128 out of close to 1,900 who sat for it. Well, they're demonstrating today, but they are not alone. Indeed, almost all the people who wrote the exams, including those who are in the faculties now, they have not been affected, if you like. But if you've been tracking how things have been going, then you know that they would greatly also be affected. So there's a demonstration that will happen in the next few minutes, if not 1 hour. We'll bring you that as well here on the AM show. It's the National Association of Law Students. They're made up of a group of students who sat for the entrance exams to the Ghana Law School, but who couldn't make it, including others who have either failed in the past, those who are still in the faculty, who are not even yet there. And it's hashtag protest march. It's a Red Monday, they have declared. A number of reforms that they are calling for. When we touch on the subject, we'll bring that, all of it, to you and put it in proper perspective. Also on our show this morning, well, the president has spoken about the comprehensive sexuality education. All that talk for the past 2 weeks. Well, the president spoke in Kumasi. Apart from that, he's also met with some faith leaders, group leaders. We'll be speaking to the information minister. He also tours, so alongside, we'll tell you what he's up to in the coming days. Right now, though, we have to do the newspapers. I have the Daily Graphic, the Finder, the Times, and the Daily Statesman newspaper.
Yeah, you want to start?
All right.
Okay.
So here we go. What's on the front page? CSE, no, President Akufo-Addo Vows. But what exactly did he say privately to the people that he met? We will be opening up the issues here. Also, AMA unveils E-Anansi Library. Sabina Dosu is most outstanding teachers. Females pick top awards. Engage employers on job security. Minister directs Tripartite Committee. Read intriguing stories about the Eastern region in the Saturday, October 19 edition of the Daily Graphic. So there's some regional spotlights, and the paper is advertising what you should look forward to. The center spread, though, is a special feature. Puppies today, monsters tomorrow. On the back page of the paper, 2 hospital projects in the Eastern region take off. AMA unveils Anansi Library. Definitely that's one of interest. It says the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, in partnership with the IT firm West Blue Consulting, has inaugurated a new library as part of an initiative to promote the reading culture among city dwellers, particularly market women at Makola and school children at Jamestown and its surrounding communities. In the inset here, there's Mr. Mohammed Soa, being assisted by Mrs. Matilda and Mr. Arthur to cut the tape to unveil the new Anansi Library. Looking on, is it Madam Jifa Gomashi I see there? All right, but you can grab the paper and read the rest of the stories on the back page. Okay, Roland.
Yeah, okay, so I do the Daily Guide and the Daily Statesman for a start. We have the Daily Guide, no gays in schools, it's a hoax. Nana. We have an inserted picture of the President Akufo-Addo. Help remove terrorist tag, Zain petitions. 1 killed at 60.5 million Ghana cedis scatters on road, and talks about that bullion van that was involved in that accident over the weekend. And apparently they were also being accompanied by some armed policemen in some other cars behind. So at least they secure the cash largely. NAPO orders probe into UCC contract termination. 5 missing in Takrade. And we also do have center spread. Sarkodie makes Ghana proud at 2019 BET Awards. It's here. Don't know whether we have it, but on the screens. Okay, so Sarkodie. And we know that he's being, you know. And at the same time, to Shatawa, I don't know why. Daily Guide, why? Shatawale also won at the UK Ghana Music Awards.
What's your problem? You're talking BET. You're talking Ghana. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm talking BET. I'm talking Ghana.
Yeah, what's
UK
wrong?
Ghana Music.
It's levels. Yeah, you have to start from
But
somewhere.
anyway, I love both of them, so that's a good one. We also have Zoom Lion develops 50 years plan for waste management. Is also the center there. Has an inserted picture of Joseph Senior Japan interacting with journalists and some Zoom Lion staff after a tour, we're told. In US, Africa discuss trade investment opportunities. Okay, so those are the stories we have. On the back page, though, Hazard nets his first goal for Real Madrid. Happened over the weekend in the March over the weekend, and that was a good one as well. We also have Osea Sibe's new swag scribe, and they bring you. We don't have a Ghana League table, so this is what we have. Football is still in shambles. So English Premier League standings there, the Spanish La Liga and the Serie A of Italy, all there. Now let's go to the Dispatch. The Dispatch has on the front page analysis of 200 constituencies, part 2. Battle of Agona East, can MPP's Yanka defeat NDC's Sawyer? We also do have electorate political analysis of 2016 elections. A former security capo asks, is Ghana worth dying for? 5 more persons missing in Western region, and police seek help from the public. Meanwhile, okay, the last story.
Yeah, so the latest is that 3 of them
have been seen.
Yes,
found.
They were not actually missing. They had left home for various reasons.
Yeah, true. Government, churches tell government, be bold and tell the UN to go to hell. I'm sure it's in relation to CSE. The president has spoken. It should bring all matters to a head. On the back page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper, Zaneto Rollins urges youth not to copy negative side of politics. Well, she was speaking at a forum, the Adabraka Youth Forum 2019. on the back page. Mama, can I continue?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I have the Ghanaian Observer has on the front page, no LGBTQ stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. Actually, not transsexual. Now we have transsexual, we have pansexual too. So don't worry. But this is how it's.
Which one is the pansexual?
They kind of don't have any affinity to, they kind of wishy-washy. They can like men, women of the same sex.
Okay.
They can like transgenders, we're told. And then queers also there. We have Parliament rejects Emidu's claim, government committed to improving lives of teachers. A story attributed to the Vice President. The Vice President was in Laura over the weekend as well. Successes chalked by Akufo-Addo in education, legendary, attributed to the Education Minister, Napo, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, Member of Parliament for Malaysia as well. On the back page, we have Partey is the boss at Atletico Madrid. That's Santialina. And look, Thomas Partey, when he's playing for Atletico, Charlie, he's a champion.
And when he's playing for Ghana?
When he's playing for Ghana, it's like a coast player.
Let's do the Finder. Let's do the Finder newspaper. Front page of the Finder. Here we go. Cabinet rejected new CSE. It failed cultural sensitivity test, according to the president. I think one of the questions that we're asking this morning when we engage the information minister is whether or not the education ministry itself and its agencies failed at telling Ghanaians the position of government, why it has become necessary for the president himself to state something that the agency is the one that's implementing it. I mean, how hard is this one? Also on the front page, female teachers top 2019 Ghana Teacher Prize events. 96% of Ghanaians reject homosexuality, according to Pew Research. So if you go to page 4, it contains a research that was done from March 2nd to May 1, 2013. And in the details, it says publics in Africa and predominantly Muslim countries remain among the least accepting of homosexuality. So in sub-Saharan Africa, at least 9 in 10 in Nigeria, which represents 98%. In Senegal, it's 96. In Ghana, it's 96. In Uganda, it's 96. And Kenya is 90. This percentage believe homosexuality should not be accepted by society. And it goes on to say that even in South Africa, where unlike in many other African countries, homosexual acts are legal and discrimination based on sexual orientation is unconstitutional, 61% say homosexuality should not be accepted by society, while just 32% say it should be accepted. So there's a good breakdown of this research that was carried out, and they say key findings of the Pew Research Center, a non-partisan American think tank based in Washington, D.C., conducted in 39 countries among 37,653 respondents. And that the time frame, that's between March 2nd and May 1, 2013. So it's been a while since they did this research. But essentially, that's what's on in the Finder newspaper. There are more stories, by the way. Let's do the Ghanaian Times newspaper, front page of the Times. 1 district, 1 factories near completion to start production in December. 6 perished, sadly, in gory accident at Sege, 15 others injured. And I was trying to catch up on this story online yesterday. And it says that the road is actually noted for this. I think residents were complaining, those who live in communities along the stretch were complaining about the speed at which vehicles, the vehicles who ply the road, and they were calling on the police. They said they've been calling for them to do something about it.
But I don't know. I know that it's an accident-prone road, but it's also because it's a highway. So to counter that, the only thing is that we have to educate people.
Okay. Is it also that the communities, you know, like people who live along these, because in the past, this would have been strictly a highway. You would hardly find communities close by. But is it also because we're growing, so people are beginning to live very close to these dangerous routes, and so it has to be renamed? Maybe it's not the highway that it used to be. Right.
Well, could be,
You're
but
the
if you,
guy.
yeah, but if you look at Sege, the communities are not too close like maybe you would find in Abeka, or if you have to take the Kanda Highway or the N1.
There was one that I read.
Or even the normal towns that are like
the driver was trying to avoid a motorbike, and I was wondering, a motorbike that had been parked, or was the person also riding? Not sure. So he ran into, and that caused like the two drivers of the vehicles involved in what I read both died on the spot with many injuries. So at least 2 accidents over the weekend on the stretch alone. Let's do the rest of the headlines on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Government to pay 80% debts owed contractors by end of November 2019, according to the Vice President. 1 dead in Bank of Ghana Bullion Van Road crash. Roland touched on that. We have to do myjoyonline.com. Whilst we do myjoyonline.com, we will have one of our main photographers with myjoyonline.com who actually won some awards over the weekend, absolutely making us proud. Mr. David Ando will join us. Also joining us from the Volta region is our colleague Fred Kwame Asari, who also won the GJA some award in the Volta region. We'll tell you all about it, but let's do myjoyonline.com right about now. On myjoyonline.com, here we go. Sex for Grades, undercover in West African universities. So this is something that we've been talking about here on the AM show. Indeed, we have a conversation with the BBC this morning on this investigation. Also on our page, explosive sex for grades scandal to hit University of Ghana. Well, this is coming out of this main documentary. We're told at least we've had 1 name involved, but that's not the full documentary. The full documentary will air later today. So who knows who really is involved? Who else is involved from the University of Ghana? There are some names making rounds on social media. There's some names going around on social media. People thinking it is that person or it is that person. It will be interesting. Let's do the rest of the stories though. University of Ghana appoints Professor Pia Amfo as Pro VC of Academic Affairs. Professor Nana Abba Apia Amfo, a member of the University of Ghana Alumni Association Council. She's been appointed as the new Pro Vice Chancellor of Academic and Student Affairs. Massive turnout at Fancy Gadam's Dream concert. So the heavy rains at the Alhaji Ali Muhammad Sports Stadium in Saturday evening couldn't stop Fancy Gadam from thrilling fans at the debut of his Dream album. This guy is huge. Sometimes you sit in Accra and you can't appreciate the power that some of these guys wield, but he is a god in Tamale, if you like. And I love him. Fancy Gadam. Big ups. Okay, let's do the rest of the stories real quick. CSE controversy, gender not determined by biology alone, according to Professor Audrey Gachopo. News file on Saturday was
I don't understand.
Was lit?
No, I don't understand the headline.
Okay, so you have to watch the video.
No, I watched it, but I still didn't understand. I watched news one.
So watch again. How 16-year-old was dragged into forest and defiled by 2 senior high school boys. This is absolutely not right. You can read more about it on my Joy Online. Government to construct $750 million dam to forestall a Bagre Dam spillage. Hundreds of young trans people seeking help to return to original sex. So this is really interesting. Please make time and read. We hear about people who are changing. So I'm a girl and I want to be a boy. But we don't hear of people who have changed from boy to girl and wanting to be boy again. So this story actually talks about one person who came out, and
but I thought they're supposed to be non-biologically linked to the agenda. So if they were non-biologically linked to the agenda, how come they want to revert to their biological
Well, so it will tell you how people have transformed. Is it transform? Is that the word? Transition, and then they want to become their original self again. And in the story, we're told that there are many of such people. Unfortunately, you don't get to hear. So please kindly read it. Let's finish off, shall we? Or let's just introduce Mr. David Andro, who's joined us in the studio.